So today on Do It with Dean, we're not going to be talking about golf carts, but we do a lot of things around here, and one of those things is uh, we like to hog hunt and do some stuff around the ranch. Um, so today we're going to talk about this X-Sight LRF 5 by 25 scope, and this is a Christmas present for my son, and I'm new to the night vision world. Um, so I'm going to share a little bit about my experience. ATN has been known for some problems with their X-Sight 5 line. I had trouble finding a video from the latter part of 2024, and as we get into 2025, I wanted to share my experience with them to clear up some things for other people. There's a lot of videos on YouTube about these things, but I was unable to find any from this late in 2024. There's been several firmware updates, and I just wanted to share a quick experience about me purchasing this sight and getting it operational and putting it to use. So a little different than my normal content, but if you're interested in that kind of thing, stick around and show you a little bit about my experience. Well, today on Do It with Dean, we are working on putting together and trying to get this ATN X-Sight 5 LRF 3x15 day and night vision rifle scope to work. Now, this is December 25th, 2024. This scope's been out for about, I don't know, a little over a year. They had a lot of problems with these ATN X-Sights in the beginning. When they first came out, it was several firmware revisions to try to get them to work. I waited over a year and a half, I think, before I purchased it. Went to ATN store, talked to the people, and expressed my hesitation and the reason why I was hesitant about buying it, and they assured me that the new firmware has taken care of all previous issues and that these are solid at this point. Well, although it works pretty decent, and I am impressed with what it does, even with this latest firmware revision, and I think the latest firmware that they offer as of right now is 55109-1021. And that's what this scope shipped with, and that's what it came with. But I'm still having numerous problems. The first problem I realized was I can't connect this to the ATN Connect 5 mobile app, which is helpful for programming and doing some other stuff and setting all your parameters and doing this and that. What's happening here is it won't even allow me to turn the Wi-Fi on. I press this button in the center, the OK button. The menu comes up on the bottom. You hit advanced menu so you can see the Wi-Fi button, and you're supposed to go to the Wi-Fi. It says Wi-Fi is off, and you're supposed to press this button again on the Wi-Fi to turn it on. Well, when you do that, it goes back to the just the regular screen. Nothing happens. I've done this many times. It's still doing the same exact thing. So then I decided, well, let me refresh the firmware in it. So I go and download the firmware, and it tells you to put your SD card, your micro SD card, in the scope and format it. And it's a 64 gigabyte card. It's been formatting for over an hour. This is the second attempt to format the card. First, I formatted in the computer, and I downloaded the software in there, stuck it in here, turned the scope on, and it was supposed to recognize and auto update the firmware, but it didn't do it. So then I thought, well, I deleted some of the formatting that was on it from an earlier attempt, and I was thinking, well, let me try this again, and I'm going to format it in the scope, then download the firmware again. It may be not updating because it's the same firmware version, and I'm not real sure how to, I may have a corrupt copy of the firmware or something, because apparently not everybody's having this problem now with this new update. But for whatever reason, I can't get it to connect to Wi-Fi. It's extremely laggy. It's locked up on me probably 10 times, where you have to press and hold the power button for 15 to 20 seconds. So it'll force itself off. When you do that, the reticle disappears. The settings, I did a factory reset on it. That took all my settings out of it. First impressions, not real happy with ATN right now. This should have been well worked out. These bugs should have been well worked out of this in over a year. And I just can't fathom why we're having this issue with this scope right now. It's almost unbelievable that we're still having an issue with the scope. The paperwork is terrible. It doesn't tell you anything. It's very short and doesn't tell you anything. The fit and finish of this thing is nice. I like it. I mean, it's really interesting. Too bad I can't get it to act right. I don't know how long it's supposed to take to format an SD card in this thing, but an hour or hour and a half, and it's still going. It's just giving me, it says format SD card, and there's two dots, and there's a static red circle of death or whatever right underneath it, and it's not moving. So not real sure what's going on here. I'll update again here in just a minute. I'm trying to wait this SD card format out. Second issue I'm having is this is the ATN Supernova 850 IR light. I don't know who ATN has making this for them, but this is just absolute garbage. If you want to see, now this is ATN's light. This is the IR light that comes with the scope. And then if you want, one that goes out to 900 yards or what have you, you pay about, I think they retail for $189 for this. This is garbage. The mount's garbage. Everything, the finish on this is just painted. It's not even anodized. The one that comes with it's nice. It's the fit and finish of this is comparable to their optics. The exterior of the optics. This is just terrible. And you can tell dealing with the hardware on this, it's not gonna last. It's junk. I'm gonna have to talk to ATN about that, because I think this needs the money back. It doesn't work real well either. it's like when you focus this to put it to where it's supposed to be, the top gets loose because you have to put it out so much to get rid of the LED square. It shows up as a square in your in your scope. It's adjustable, and I've got it about where I can use it, but it's almost adjusted all the way out, and you can see because of that it's loose, and just not a real good piece of equipment for them. I don't know who's making this, but it's garbage. I'm gonna continue to check it out if I can ever get the scope to act right. Here we are again, still format SD card. This thing takes forever to charge too. I've had it on the charger most of the day, and it's now at 87%. I've had it off playing with it a little bit, but it seems like it's taking forever. They require a 2 amp charger, so it's charging at 2 amps, and that's just what they recommend. But I'll let me see if I can play with this, and we'll come back in a minute. Okay, we're back. This is the next day from the previous portion of the video. So I had to end up returning that scope back to ATN Houston. Thankfully, I'm close enough in Houston where I can do that and not have to worry about shipping it back. About an hour drive. Store's over in the Galleria area. If you're familiar with Houston, it's in the Galleria. Went over there. Josh and Mike in that office are extremely accommodating. No questions asked. I actually upgraded from the 3x15 to the 5x25. Same scope otherwise. I explained to him what was going on. So obviously there was an issue on the inside of that scope with some hardware. The Wi-Fi absolutely would not turn on. Now that was a new unit, not refurbished or anything like that. It was brand new. So it had problems, and every time you try to turn on the Wi-Fi, it would give lag issues and all kinds of stuff going on. Other than that, the functionality was good, and I liked it. I just, for $100 more, going up to 5x25, it's really a no-brainer. I just paid the difference, got a new one after looking at the other one. This is on a AR platform, little Springfield Armory, 7.5-inch AR pistol. So do I need 5x25? Probably not, but I don't know that that's what I'll keep this on. Anyway, I talked to him about the Supernova. It is a little cheaper made from a different company like we were talking about. They assured me if I have any problems, they'll supply the parts to repair it and fix it. So we're going to go and do some zeroing of this as soon as these tornadoes in the area pass through. But we're going to do some zeroing and we'll get back. We're about to die. Not here with stupid number one. There's a tornado coming through and we're going to zero this dumbass scope in the rain. All of these things probably shouldn't be doing on this ATN. Anyway, we'll report back if we don't die. All right, where are we at? What's the distance?
Huh?
What's the distance?
One? Can I do hut one?
What is it?
Hang on. 25 yards.
Okay.
26 yards. Hey, so what does that green reticle mean? Like that thing that pops up, what does it mean, the green reticle? That green reticle, what does it mean when I
That's when you're laser range finding.
I know,
The
like
little cross.
yeah, what does it mean though?
It's you put that on where you want to judge your distance.
Oh, okay.
And then you hit it again, and it brings back your distance.
Okay, well, y'all ready? Ready?
Flip it on.
Shooting again.
Go ahead and shoot it around to 3 so we can look at the group. Okay, well, as you saw in the video, we we took this out, and the one-shot zero is absolutely awesome. I mean, you know, you probably could sight it in with one shot. Of course, we took several to make sure, and then we zoomed in and fine-tuned it, and it works really well. So, um, the second time's a charm when it comes to the actual scope. Um, the first one, the 3x15, although I think the 3x15 was more appropriate for a larger field of view, but for another $100 to go to 5x25, it was worth it to upgrade. It's unfortunate that the first scope had issues. I think that was just a fluke. What I found with this one is it works totally as it should. There was no freezing up. There was no issues with Wi-Fi connection. I did learn that when you use the Connect 5 app, it is somewhat finicky to get connected. I did learn from the guys at the ATN store, for whatever reason, if you go and put your cellular device, your phone, on airplane mode and then connect it, and it finds the Wi-Fi better that way. I don't know why that is, but so if you just turn your phone on airplane mode, it will connect. It'll find the Wi-Fi network from the scope. Um, but this is for hog hunting and what we're doing up close, 50 to 100 yards, maybe 150 yards. This is phenomenal. We had it out last night. We're able to see clearly hogs, 100 yards plus. Maybe I was a little harsh on the light. When it's adjusted out to where it should be, this thing shines forever, and it goes a long way. And if you adjust this out and focus it out, you won't see the square LED diode at a distance. You just have to spread this out, and this is almost all the way out in its focus. So it dissipates light really good. The windage and elevation and all these knobs help adjust it to where you can put the light in the center of your field of view. Um, all in all, I'm going to have to say that this X-Sight 5 in 2025, it appears as though most of the issues have been worked out like they said. I have had no issues since we exchanged the old one for this one. I just believe that the 3x15, the first one, just had some internal issues where it wouldn't connect to Wi-Fi, and it was causing, every time you messed with the Wi-Fi trying to turn it on, it caused the scope to freeze up. But all in all, we've had some fun building reticles. My son's built a few reticles to his liking, um, but it seems to work really well. Um, and like I said, this one is the St. Victor 7.5-inch barrel um, from Springfield Armory. It has a forward blast diverter on it. This thing is extremely loud, so I just picked out a suppressor for this unit, and I'm going to go with a direct thread um, silencer. I'm not sure if it's going to be the polonium or something different, but got to try to quiet it down some. This thing is atrocious to shoot. It throws fire about 3 or 4 feet out of the barrel. It is This 7.5 inch barrel just makes it unbearably loud. So with another 8 inches on here, um, I think we'll quiet it down a little bit, make it a little more tolerable to shoot. Um, but all in all, this is a fantastic rig, and if I had to suggest getting into night vision, this X-Sight 5, of course, we would want some 1280 thermal, but we're just not, it's not feasible for me to spend $3,000 on thermal. I like it a lot. I looked at it. I played with some, maybe down in the 600 range. The 320 resolution for thermal, just not for me for the money. You're going to spend $1,700 to $2,000 on 320, and it's just not quite enough detail. So I think I'll wait, and we'll delve into thermal at a later time with maybe some 600 resolution thermal. Um, but for the money, if you haven't played with one of these X-Sight 5s in 2024, 2025, I do believe that they've worked out the problems with them. I saw they have a couple of other lines that don't have all the bells and whistles. I think it's called the Excelsior, which is new in latter part of 2024. I wanted the ability though to do some of the things this one does. we'll we'll post back with some hunting videos. I didn't set up the recoil activated video yet, so as soon as we get that set up, maybe we'll bring you some footage of some hog kills. So anyway, all in all, this is a great scope. I'm thinking that it is going to work out, and we'll bring you some new videos when we can.